Yes, sir. As you can see, guys, we're locked and loaded with the new stream setup, baby. With the new stream setup. Now, for those of you that have not been here forever, it's been looking poor and pitiful now. Now look at us, baby. Yes, sir. Now look at us. Okay. We got an update hour planned. Got some cool stuff coming later. Let's go ahead and get into this. Let's see what Trump's got to say.
Thank you very much. It's a very important day for many reasons. We've had a lot of important days lately, but this is a meeting and a group of people that are doing an unbelievable job on a thing called crime, and in particular, violent crime. Today we're going to be discussing it, and I watched as a very incompetent mayor from Chicago said, well, what do they know? They only arrested 9 people. I said, 9 people? We didn't arrest 9 people. We actually arrested a total of well over 1,000 people. We took hundreds of guns away from young kids that were throwing them around like it was candy. We apprehended scores of illegal aliens. We seized dozens of illegal firearms.
What does it sound like, though? Do a little sound check, you know what I'm saying?
Sort of
Make sure everything
It's embarrassing. I did this
locked
over
and
the
loaded.
weekend. I'm making a speech, and I acted like I was so proud. As I said, we've had 0 murders in the last week. And some of these people were from foreign countries. They said, that doesn't sound so good. And I said, well, it doesn't sound good, but Washington was the most dangerous place in this country. And now, you know what? It's probably the safest place in our country. Everyone's starting to come here. The restaurants now you can't get in. Many of them closed because they couldn't open with crime. Everybody before me is happy what I'm doing. Most of you won't say that because you're radical left. The newspapers are so dishonest. The press is totally dishonest, but that's all right. We've gotten used to it. And we won in a landslide, so they obviously lost their power. I mean, it's impossible to imagine that when you get 97% negative stories.
Yo, Death, my boy.
Even though you've done
You're getting a little
97%
look.
positive things,
You're getting a little look now.
that you could win an election in a landslide.
Got some more stuff coming later, dude, but
Think of it. All
yeah,
7
just
swing states winning.
take a little
by
peek, you know what I'm
popular
saying?
vote by millions
Just
of
take a little
votes.
peek.
We had it fantastic. The best is
Wait till later, my boy. Wait till later.
Out of 3,000 districts,
Got some good cooks coming.
3,500. We won 2,750.
We got to get our
And then
update hour out of the
500.
way, get our politics update
And
hour,
that's, to me, the
and then
best of
tonight we
all.
got a
And we
grand
have
scheme
tremendous in
plan.
every way, the election. And it's hard to believe you can do that when you have a corrupt media. But many of you are corrupt, and it's nothing we can do about it. But we keep winning, and we're going to keep winning. And this whole story on crime is incredible that the Democrats wouldn't be with us. So the mayor of Chicago, I watched him this morning, he said, Trump doesn't know what he's talking about. He only apprehended 9 people. Well, number one, that's false. It's thousands. We'll get into that. But more importantly than anything, we took guns away. We have some of the worst career professionals out of the country already. They've been taken out of the country, and some are in solid confinement because these were killers. We arrested some very bad people. And in the last 11 days, again, I hate to say it because it sounds so ridiculous, but in the last 11 days, we've had no murders.
No
and that's
murders.
the first time that's taken place in years.
Didn't know that his
Actually,
eyes are so
we
small.
always
That's
have a murder a week.
hilarious.
They call it a murder a week. You come here from Iowa, you come here from Indiana,
That's
you
tough,
come
bro.
here from Idaho, because you're so proud of your country, you love your country, and then you get murdered. Your son gets murdered, your daughter gets murdered, you get murdered. See the media, you get murdered. Many of you have been mugged in Washington, you just don't want to talk about it. And I know that every time I do this with you, you almost everything, but every time I do this with you, you people are saying to yourselves, he's right, and then you write a negative story. But we are doing an incredible job. The people behind me are amazing. We're working very well with the Washington police, as you know. The D.C. National Guard is unbelievable.
I think we fixed everything, dude.
We're
We haven't
also
even dropped the
getting
frame.
Tremendous help
You know
from
what I'm
Secret
saying?
Service.
We've cooked.
And we are at a point where Washington is booming.
Trump
again.
won't wake
People
up,
are pouring
911.
in like we haven't seen for years. Nobody wanted to come here. They didn't want to come here and get murdered. I have a friend of mine who has a very successful son. And I said, where is your son going to be this weekend? He said he's going to Washington with his friends. I said, really? Yeah, he's wanted to do it for 4 years, but he couldn't do it because it was
He said,
so
not
unsafe.
not the
He's a tough
homeless
kid.
streamers.
Yeah, it's so unsafe. And he ended up staying 3 nights, going out to restaurants all 3 nights. He said it was so beautiful, so peaceful. because all the criminals are either arrested or they're hiding, and we're finding the ones that are hiding. So I want to thank Pam Bondi. I want to thank our Vice President. I want to thank everybody standing behind me because they are really, Gaddy, you've been unbelievable, by the way.
Look at
They've
JD.
done an unbelievable job.
Look at
They're working
JD.
24 hours a day.
Homie, stand
And
tall.
Washington, D.C. is now in great shape. I'm going to be working with
All right,
Clark
chat.
Construction,
You
which
know
is
the
by
name of the
far
game.
biggest construction company. And
Finna
we're gonna
roll
also
up, smoke
beautify
along with
Washington.
me, and
We're
let's
gonna
try
rip
to
down
understand the
broken
word
median
vomit. We got an
and
hour
we're gonna,
update.
Put asphalt
Let's
on
figure
the
out what's
roads. We're
going
not
on.
ripping them apart like these stupid people do. They rip a road. They
Caught in
rip a road
4K,
down
buddy.
to the dirt, and then they spend 5 years in building the new one, and then it starts settling. You know, the whole thing is so crazy. And they'll spend hundreds of millions of dollars on a road. I'll spend about $2, and it'll look better.
$2? That's the kind of roads
We're
around
gonna
my
be
house, bro,
replacing,
for real.
Much of the asphalt in the road, which
I went to DC years
city,
ago,
which
no
is in bad
issues.
shape. We have
Don't
great
Apparently they're
contractors, we have
targeting
great
politicians.
contractors,
Robert,
but
thank
we
you for
have
the
to
sub
let
on
them do the
YouTube. Welcome
thing.
in.
Congress had said that they'll give us whatever money is needed to fix up the Capitol. This is the Capitol. And we're not going to spend a lot. It's going to go fast, and it will be spotless. And we want it spotless for the World Cup and for the Olympics. You saw the World Cup was here the other day. And come to think of it, there's your trophy for the World Cup. In fact, it's solid gold. That's actually solid gold, so heavy that some of the people in this room wouldn't be able to lift it up. I think what I'm going to do is place it right above the angel, right over there. That's solid gold, too. We're going to put it right up there. Look at that. There's a solid gold trophy. They know how to get to me, you know.
They know how to get to me.
I like the angel better.
He's got the Midas touch.
So we're going to sign, and then we'll take a few questions, and we'll tell you how good a job we're doing. And we want to go from here to other places. But I was telling some of the people that in a certain way, you really want to be asked to go. You know, I hate to barge in on a city and then be treated horribly.
I don't wanna
by
go
corrupt
if
politicians
I
and bad
invite myself.
politicians, like a guy like Pritzker. He ought to spend more time in the gym, actually. This guy is a disaster. Gavin Newsom's a disaster. When we went, we saved Los Angeles. You wouldn't have been able to have the Olympics in Los Angeles. You're barely able to have it now. They did lose 25,000 houses to a fire that should have never occurred because they didn't let the water come down from the Pacific Northwest, which you guys don't want to write about. I had to break into the water supply to let the water down. And
Had to
even
break
now, we want more. We can have much more. It's less than half of what should be coming in.
Oh, God.
I don't know, they have a political thing about it. It's like the craziest thing I've ever seen. But I don't like going.
Guys, make sure you sub
to
up, double tap your
a town,
screens. We got some
city,
crazy content coming in
place,
later
state,
after the update
and
hour.
then be criticized
Got
by
some good stuff
corrupt
coming in.
or
You're not going to want to
incompetent
miss it.
governor, where crime is rampant. Like, take a look at D.C. Crime was rampant. It was at the all-time worst. It got really bad during the Biden 4 years. And then I have a mayor stand up and say how crime has reached a 30-year low. 30-year low. People are being killed left and right. And it's not a 30-year low. Think of it. So for 11 days, there have been no murders. The record goes back years where that's happened. They haven't seen that happen in years. And then people stand up, and instead of thanking us, which they should do, and she's not that bad. She's better than most. But, you know, you have people. I watched in Illinois. Chicago, Illinois is a disaster. I have property there. It's a disaster what's going on in Chicago. And you get Pritzker, he's violating our rights. I think this is another men and women's sports thing. I think this is one of those, you know, they call them 80-20 issues. I call them 97-3.
What?
I think the Democrats better
Don't
get
be
smart.
rude.
And, you know, politically,
Yo, Dominique,
I hope they don't,
thank you for
but
the sub on
actually, in
YouTube.
terms of
Welcome
love
in.
for the country, I hope they do, because it would be good to work together. So I'm thinking about, you know, when I have some slob like Pritzker criticizing us before we even go there, I made the statement that next should be Chicago, because as you all know, Chicago's a killing field right now. And they
Chicago
don't
stays
acknowledge it.
stays in a dangerous
And they say,
state.
we don't need him. Freedom, freedom. He's a dictator. He's a dictator. A lot of people are saying maybe we like a dictator. I don't like a dictator. I'm not a dictator.
Who's saying we like a
I'm
dictator?
a man with great common sense, and I'm a smart person. And when I see what's happening to
Oh,
our
chat's
cities,
got you long,
and
John.
then
Don't
you
worry about
send
it.
in troops, instead of being praised, they're saying you're trying to take over the republic.
Don't be rude.
These people are sick.
Paul, thank you
But
for the sub on
I'm
YouTube.
really
Welcome in,
saying,
my man.
And I say this to all of you, in a certain way, we should wait to be asked, because they have cities that are so under control, out of control. So we go in and fix it. They take the full credit for it, and they go out and say, I heard it this morning. They're saying how well they've done over the last 10-day period, that they set record lows. They don't say that we're there with very tough people, by the way. They have to pass the toughness test.
Hell is going to
Otherwise, they're not
smell
working
like
for
bacon
us.
soon? That's crazy.
And we're allowed to do that now, according to the United States Supreme Court decision.
Well, we're stuck, you know what I'm
They
saying,
have to pass
James?
the toughness test. If they're
Doesn't
not
change
tough,
till it
we don't want
changes.
them for this job. They might be great for other jobs, but not for this job, because they're respected. You saw the gang of kids that were all
Christy
huddled up,
Motherfluffin
and the
Thompson
group of soldiers
made it
walked
in
up.
for the
They never even
live.
got over.
And I don't
Those
know if
kids
you
ran
noticed,
back to their homes or wherever
but
the
we've
hell they came
upgraded.
from. They were gone.
We have
This is one of the
upgraded. I told
safest
you guys
cities
we
right
were.
now in the world, as crazy as that sounds.
We got
And it took
some great stuff coming
7
later.
days. It took
Don't
really 3
worry.
days. But we're now in our 11th
You're going to want to
day.
catch the live stream later tonight
So I
if you
want to
can.
thank you. So we had all of these things, 439 illegal alien criminals have been removed, and we have 6 known gang members.
And deaths here. Yeah, that's
Some
crazy.
of the worst leaders of gangs anywhere in the country, MS-13 and Terasadon. We have 2 missing children that have been recovered. They thought they were gone. We brought them back to the family. The family started crying. They couldn't believe that they saw their child again.
All right, time to
49
spark.
homeless
Now that Christy and Beth are here.
Encampments have been removed. Like we have the head of South Korea coming in a little while, the president, and he drives down the street. Already, his people have told me, he said, what
Let's go,
happened? It's
spark
so
up with me.
clean. We always
Try to
came
keep
here,
that
it was
word
filthy
vomit up.
dirty with homeless and papers all over the road. That's the other thing. Those roads are swept immaculate, but they're going to be much better in a few months when we put a topping on them. They're going to look like they're brand new. We'll get rid of those rusty old medians that have been crashed into 1,000 times, and they don't fix them. They just let them.
Is this just DC? Can we get this love everywhere?
Sit there for months.
Like all over U.S.?
But we don't do that.
Don't
We
be
run
rude.
things. We run
Tom,
things
thank you
like
for the
we
sub
run
on
this.
YouTube, my man. Welcome
we
in.
like clean, we like beautiful, we like safe, and that's what we're getting. So I'll start signing the executive orders. To me, this is a very, very big deal. One of the executive orders has to do with cashless bail.
I
That
knew it was
one
coming.
of the big
Cashless bail.
crimes this country started. And I can tell you who did it, when, but I don't want to do that because others followed pretty quickly. But that was when it happened. Somebody kills somebody, they go in, don't worry about it, no cash, come back in a couple of months, we'll give you a trial. You never see the person again. And, I mean, they kill people and they get out.
Well, hold
Cashless
on.
bail. They thought it was discriminatory to make
We're talking about
people
for
put out
murderers, of course, but
money because they
what
just
about,
killed
like,
3
the
people
petty-
lying
Don't be
on the
rude.
street.
you know, the traffic ticket.
Any street all over the country.
Sao,
cashless
thank you for the
bail.
sub on
We're
YouTube. Welcome
ending
in. I had to
it,
think
but
about
we're
how to say
starting by
that.
ending it in D.C., and that we have the right to do
Mr.
through
Watson.
federalization. Okay, let's go. Could I
Yes, sir.
ask you to say exactly what this is?
Of course. So, as you've consistently identified, sir, cashless bail policies are a key driver of the disorder we see on city streets all over America. Catch and release system allows criminals to keep going back out onto the street and reoffending. What this executive order does, it charges your attorney general with identifying jurisdictions all over the country that have cashless bail policies, and then it withholds or revokes federal funds and grants that are flowing to those jurisdictions to ensure that we're only supporting the
Don't be
people who have
rude.
reasonable
Globus,
common sense
thank you for the
policies
sub
to
on
back
YouTube,
crime.
my
So
man.
what
Welcome
area
in.
does it cover?
Potentially anywhere that has a cashless bail policy, so some of the largest cities, some of the most left-wing states in America have
Almost all of
adopted.
them, right?
Illinois would be a great example of that, sir.
Oh, they have a great cashless bail. You don't even have to go to court sometimes. No, Illinois, I love that state.
You don't even have to go to
It's a
court
great state,
sometimes.
but it's run so badly by Pritzker. They threw him out of the family business and he becomes governor. Now he wants to run for president. I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, we'll sign right here, right?
All right. Incoming auto pen joke in 10, 9, 8,
So important.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
And this
2.
isn't Republican,
1.
Democrat. This is, and by the way, most Democrats agree with this. But this is just, we got to bring our country back. Okay?
No auto pen joke?
That's a big one.
It's coming. I can feel it.
Also on the issue of cashless bail, sir, this is a DC
Maybe at the
specific
end.
executive order. In addition to the measures that we're taking that are quite similar to what we're doing around the country, in DC in particular, the objective is holding as many criminal defendants in federal custody and subjecting them to federal charges as possible. That means that they'll be held pre-trial in federal jail as opposed to just being cut back out on the streets due to a cashless bail policy.
Okay? And we have the room.
Don't be rude.
And we're the
Yo,
president of
Andrew,
Ireland.
thank you for the sub on YouTube. Welcome in.
DC is horrible. It's horrible. People were subjected to live in that dog trap for so
Oh,
long.
if I
so
position my
unfairly.
body just right, I am
Stories
JD
you'll be
Vance.
hearing about 'em.
How do I do
Prison
this?
is horrible. Okay?
This is an executive order that contains a number of additional measures.
How do I become JD
relating
Vance
to
right
crime
now?
and law enforcement
Son
in
of a
Washington,
bitch, this is so
DC.
hard to do.
It charges, for example, your Secretary of Defense with establishing specialized units in both the DC National Guard and in National Guard units around the country,
So fucking stupid.
specifically trained and equipped to deal with public order issues. It charges all of your various federal law enforcement agencies with hiring
Don't be
additional
rude.
personnel to allow
Yo,
them to,
love,
surge
Dennis, thank you for the
personnel
subs
to
on YouTube.
Washington,
Welcome
DC
in.
to deal with the current emergency here. It does a number of other things in that space, and it also asks the Attorney General to look at DC Metropolitan
Don't be
Police
rude.
general orders that have currently impeded law enforcement efforts in the city, and to potentially look at unwinding those that are stopping the police from doing their job effectively.
And are we
Don't you
gonna
need at least a
ask this
couch
be
to become
codified
JD
by
Vance?
Congress, all of these things?
You're right, bro.
Potentially, yes.
He's
sir.
got aura on
I
those
think we
couches.
should. I think we'll get it. I think Democrats will vote. Well, it's hard to believe that they might not, but I think Democrats will actually vote for this.
Don't be rude.
Yo, Yat.
There's no auto.
Thank you for the
pen
sub
that
on
can do
YouTube,
that.
my man. Welcome in.
Is that a good signature? Seriously, is that a good signature? Who can write like that? Nobody.
I'm gonna come.
Oh, my boy Charles the Fourth with the $2 super chat, my man.
Because the
Thank you
person
for
that ran
that.
it
Yes, sir.
Spoke to it briefly.
Hey, bro,
twice
if you're gonna do that,
about
I got a
nothing. That
napkin
means
for
that
you. You better
all those
hold
pardons
yourself
that he
together,
gave
bro. We still got some time
to
left,
some very bad
like
people,
40
very
minutes.
unpatriotic people, very evil people. It looks to me like those pardons are worthless. Because number one, you shouldn't use an auto pen. Very specific.
Ah, I knew the auto pen
But
joke
if
was
you do,
coming,
it has
chat.
to be a very good reason.
I'm 7 minutes
And
late.
they have to know that the president wanted it. The president didn't want this. The president didn't know he was alive, okay? He never approved any of this stuff. He wasn't for open borders and all the other things. He was never for open borders. I've known Biden a long time. He was never very sharp, but he was never in favor of open borders and all of the other things he did to destroy our country. Let's go.
Lastly, sir, this is an executive order on flag burning. It charges your
Flag
Attorney General-
burning?
When you listen to this, this is very helpful.
Who's burning
Flag
flags?
burning. All over the country, they're burning flags.
Oh, yeah, I know what
All
you're
over
talking
the
about now.
world,
You're
they
like a
burn the American
protest.
flag. And as you know, through a very sad court, I guess it was a 5-4 decision, they called it freedom of speech. But there's another reason which is perhaps much more important. It's called death. Because what happens...
Vernon, that looks like
when you
your
burn a
Facebook
flag
password. I wouldn't
is
put that in
the
chat,
area
brother.
goes crazy. If you have hundreds of people, they go crazy. You
That's how
can do
people get
other
hacked
things.
nowadays.
You can burn this piece of paper. You can, and it's. But when you burn the American flag, it incites riots at levels that we've never seen before. People go crazy.
See who the
In a
fuck
way,
signs with a
both
Sharpie?
ways.
That's permanent
There's some
marker.
that are going crazy.
What
for
you
doing
mean,
it.
bro?
There are others that are angry about them doing it.
Yo, Charles the Fourth
you
still
wanna
got that
discuss
top
that?
dono
Sure,
for the
sir.
stream,
What
bro.
the executive order does, sir, it charges
Holding that
the Department
champion
of
spot.
Justice with investigating instances of flag burning, and then where there's evidence of criminal activity.
Don't be rude.
Where prosecution wouldn't.
Yo,
fall
Chris,
foul
thank you
First
for the sub
Amendment,
on
it
YouTube.
instructs the
Welcome
Department
in.
of Justice to prosecute those who are engaged in these instances of flag burning.
And what the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail, no early
1 year in
exits,
jail,
no
okay.
nothing. You get 1 year in jail. If you burn a flag...
A
and
flag
what
or
it
the
does is
flag?
Incite to riot. I hope they use that language, by the way. Did they?
A flag or the
Incite to
flag? We
riot.
didn't clarify.
And you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail. You don't get 10 years, you don't get 1
You
month.
burn a
get 1 year
flag.
in jail, and it goes on your record. And you will see flag burning stopping immediately, just like when I signed the Statute and Monument Act. 10 years in jail if you heard any of
It
our
said
beautiful
a
monuments,
flag. It didn't say
everybody
the
left town.
flag.
They were gone. Never had a problem after that. It's pretty amazing. We stopped it. But this is something that's, I don't know, in a certain way, it's equally as important. Some people would say it's more important. because the people in this country don't want to see our American flag burned and spit on, and by people that are, in many cases, paid agitators. They're paid by the radical left to do it. You talk to these people, they don't even know, half of them don't even know what they're doing. They say, I don't know, they gave me money to do this. I see the same things that you do. They're trying to destroy our nation. That's not working, because I think our nation
Smoke
now
got in
is
my
the
nose,
most
chap.
respected nation anywhere in the world by far. You saw that with the European leaders on
He
Friday.
said the flag?
You saw that with
He's talking
NATO,
about
where
the
they
American
agreed to
flag,
go
right?
from
So you can
2%
ban it.
no
I mean,
pay to 5%
that's the only
fully
flag
paid
you go
up,
to jail for burning,
trillions
huh?
of dollars
I
paid,
heard a
where
flag.
they respect your president to a level that they jokingly call me the president of Europe. They call me the president of Europe, which is an honor. I like Europe, and I like those people. They're good people. They're
Thank you,
great
Jack.
leaders.
Thank you for all the
And
blessings.
we've never had a case where 7 plus really 28.
Y'all the homies for
essentially
real.
38 countries were represented here the other day. 38 European countries were represented. European.
Yeah, we
and
had a
other
lot of
countries
EU
were
leaders.
represented.
We
And it was a
covered
great
that. That was
meeting,
fun.
but, your country's respected again. I say it all the
Don't
time.
be rude.
1 year
Britt,
ago,
thank
our
you for the
country
sub
was
on
dead.
YouTube. Welcome in.
Everybody said it. We had a dead country. We were not going to survive. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. So it's an honor to be involved. And this group has a lot to do with it,
Ugh.
right behind me.
I wouldn't do it in public, Penrose. You might get that auto. I mean, that
Does
pin going to
anybody
work right now.
behind me have
You know what I'm saying?
Anything, Pam? Would you like to say something?
Sure, President. Thank you for keeping D.C. safe. You know, just a couple examples of a mother, a single
Yeah, I know
mom
it's hard to
whose
read,
house
Nick.
was
You gotta try your
burglarized,
best.
And the defendant got out on cashless bail, went back the next night and burglarized her house again. That's why this is so
Don't be
important.
rude.
A man got
James,
in a
thank you for
fight
the sub on
with a
YouTube.
guy.
Welcome in.
He had a gun. He was let out. Next
let me
night,
get it on
he
her.
got up, went back and killed him. So that's why it's so important, President, what you're doing. And thank you for protecting the American flag. And we'll do that without running afoul of the First Amendment
Good.
as well. And President, I think I think Gaddy Serralta had something he wanted to give you on behalf of all the law enforcement who are out there every
Mr.
single night.
President,
He's gotten a gift
thank you
every
for,
stream that we've had.
putting me in charge of this
Who it is?
surge as the director of the United States Marshal Service. It's
Okay.
the oldest law enforcement.
Damn, look at that
agency.
trophy, chat.
It was created in 1789. So on behalf
didn't
of
look-
all the federal law enforcement agencies that we're working with,
Don't be
those that
rude.
have yet to join
Yo,
the
Kurt,
team,
Thomas,
we thought it was
Jay
only
Wu,
appropriate
and James. Thank y'all for the subs on
present
YouTube.
you
Welcome
with
in. What is that?
honorary
A
United
badge?
States Marshal Service badge. And this
Don't
Just
be
make
rude.
Trump a U.S. Marshal?
This little item right here.
If he pulls that out, is he
which is a
impersonating
handcuff
a
key,
a
Mr.
cop?
President.
He's got a handcuff
You
key?
continue to
Wait, he's
free
the
your
president.
policies and your efforts with your staff to
Don't be rude.
unhandcuff law enforcement officers all over this nation. And I can tell you personally,
What?
thank you for that.
Thank you. That's
That
beautiful.
you can continue unhandcuffing law enforcement.
It's a very great honor. I'll save that and put it someplace up.
He's got a key to all the
Which is
handcuffs in
important.
the U.S. He's got like the handcuff key. Like, so whoa. If Trump was like, yo, that's my homeboy, don't arrest him, and just walked up and unlocked the fucking, can he do that? Chat.
That's very nice. Thank you.
Do we just
Well,
give him
we like
that?
Those people.
What just happened?
Brave, and they love our country, and they don't want to see. They don't want to see it. Do you know how many people volunteered for this job? And before I ask the VP to say a few
Somebody-
words, 'cause
somebody
he
make
feels
some
very
sense of that.
strongly about it, I think it's very important, Pam, that when we do this, that a state required, they come and ask us. I mean, I see Pritzker saying, we don't want them. In the meantime, his city is being
Don't be
shot to
rude.
hell.
Raina,
And they give
Rifa,
it to
Lauren, Angela,
And they probably do want it. If we didn't go
Beverly,
to Los Angeles,
Wojak.
you would literally have.
Thank
had
y'all
to
for the
call
subs
off
on
the
YouTube.
Olympics.
Welcome in.
It was so bad. And the sheriff and the law enforcement.
Don't be
people,
rude.
but the sheriff said, and he came out very strongly, he said, if we didn't have these people, we were not able to control it. Now, 4 days later, after we had it totally under control, we did that quickly. He changes to it a little bit. Well,
Don't
I
be
think we could've
rude.
done it, you know. They were dead. If we didn't send in the troops, Los Angeles was
Bro,
dead.
this is
The
obviously
Olympics
not a
was gone,
basement,
the World
Scott.
Cup was gone. Everything was gone.
I live in the
They
guest
did a great
room.
job. And Newsom got an
Don't be rude.
incompetent governor. But I think people should want us to be there, because otherwise all they'll do is complain as we do our job. So we'll have to think about that, okay? We go in, like in Washington.
He's
we go
lost
in
me.
and
Don't be
the
rude.
People that are here.
I don't know where we are anymore.
I don't want to say terrible because she had.
Anita, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Welcome in.
She's nice. You know, I really don't care. I want her to do. I'd rather have her be horrible, but do the job. But we come into
Don't be
Washington
rude.
and we have the 11 best days they've had here in 2 centuries. I mean, they've never seen anything like it. Let's go 2 decades. In over 20 years, they haven't seen anything like what happened. And now
Don't be
they're saying,
rude.
we don't have crime in Washington. Well, that's true. For 11 days, you don't have crime. But before that, everybody was getting hit and mugged, and you people could not walk to your office without security. That's how unsafe it was. So I think we should really let them have their city, let their city go to hell, and when they come
There's some cities where it's
to
like
help.
that for everybody.
The only problem is we want to save it.
Why don't we worry about that sometimes?
The people here, 95% of the people here want us. The real people, not the people you find on. I don't know where you find these people. You have one person has a broken nose. Where'd you get it? Well, I was mugged. Good. Do you want to see
Good.
Trump here?
I love it. He's so
no,
funny.
I don't want. The woman has a broken nose. She got mugged. But she's saying she doesn't want any protection. It's all made up fake news. It's just fake news. I don't know where you find these people. Anyway, would you say a couple of words, please? And then I'm going to ask
Who's up next?
JD to say something.
Ooh, JD's
You've done
gonna-
an unbelievable job at a
He's
short
gonna
period
hit
of
us
time.
home.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Highly recommended by, you know.
Your home hitter hits
Do
third.
you want to say his name?
Mr. Youngkin, Governor
Mr.
Youngkin. Yes, sir.
We stole you from
He
Governor
called
Youngkin.
me. He called me. Glenn Youngkin called and he said, "I have somebody who's really fantastic." And based on that recommendation, here you are. You've done a fantastic job. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Go ahead.
The men and women of the Metropolitan Police Department are back. They enjoy doing their job again. They feel the ability to go out and be law enforcement officers.
Ooh, try to get the people in Memphis,
Don't be
Tennessee to be
rude.
like that.
They are making
Yasmin,
Thanks to
Valita,
Mr.
thank you for the
President,
subs on
our
YouTube.
federal
Welcome
task
in.
force, you are making DC safe once again. Thank you, sir.
It's going to get better and better. Well, it can't get much better. There's no
Try to get
crime.
the
I
police
read
force
where
of
Don't be
Memphis,
rude.
Tennessee
99%. I said,
to be
really?
that happy
Who
to
are
be on the force.
11%? Okay.
Then
No crime.
you'll impress me then.
JD, please.
Yes, sir. Well, thanks, Mr. President. Thanks to the incredible team here. You know, I was want to echo something the president
chat, my
said
bad.
here.
Was I
You
holding
say
out?
There haven't been murderers in a couple of weeks in
Dude,
D.C.
y'all should've said something, bro.
It doesn't sound good.
Y'all
but
should've
when
said
you talk
something.
to local law enforcement,
Take
and
a
I
hit.
didn't realize that this town averaged 1 murder every other day for the last 20, 30 years, which means that in 2 short weeks.
Don't be
Is that
rude.
totally
President
Christy and
the
me,
team have
remember?
saved
Yeah,
6
it's
or
wild,
7
bro.
lives. People
That
who
one
would have
cringe
been
girl,
killed
Marcy, thank you
on
for the
the
sub
streets of
on
DC
YouTube. Welcome
who are
in.
now living, breathing, spending
Y'all are
time
the-
with
y'all are
their
the
families
OGs,
because
bro.
the
Y'all are here
president
first. I
had
already
the
know.
willpower to say no more. We're not going to give the streets of
Don't
DC
be
over
rude.
to vagrants and robbers.
Jennifer
and
Liebram,
murderers.
thank you
And
for the
last
subs
point I
on
wanna make,
YouTube.
sir,
Welcome in.
To your point about we want people to welcome us, to ask us, because
Oh, JD's
look at
talking. Let me
Governor
shut the fuck
Pritzker
up.
in Illinois, or Governor Newsom in Los Angeles, or Governor
Don't
Moore
be
in
rude.
Maryland. They are angrier about the fact that the President of the United States is offering to help them get their crime under control than they are about the fact that murderers are running roughshod over their cities and have
overroads,
been for
yuck.
decades. Why are Democrat governors angrier about federal
Don't
law
be
enforcement
rude.
helping clean up their streets than they are about the fact that those streets need to be cleaned up to begin with? It shows a real sickness in the head. And I agree with the President of the United States. I think most Democrats, rank and file, nobody likes crime. Republicans don't like crime. Democrats don't like crime. Independents don't like crime. Why are Democratic governors doing everything in their power to make crime easier to do in their cities? It doesn't make an ounce of sense to me. But, Mr. President, I appreciate you being willing to help. And I hope these governors take you up on the offer, because we should clean up all of America's streets. It's the right of every American.
That's
to live
right,
in
all of
safety
them.
and comfort in their
I
community.
agree.
And we've
Clean
got
up
the
all the
people to do
streets.
it. They're signing up like they've never signed up before.
But not in the
Our
way
military,
not
as
by
you
sending
know,
the National
during
Guard.
the campaign,
That's not what I think you should do.
Nobody was signing up. We were way short of their goal, short of their. We were.
There's other ways,
understaffed.
maybe.
Nobody wanted to be in the military. Nobody wanted to be a policeman. Nobody wanted to be a fireman. They didn't want anything to do with the country. We had an incompetent, grossly incompetent president who, frankly, should not have been there. He should have never been there. The damage he did to this country is incalculable.
Yes, sir,
I mean,
dude.
just
You already know what we're
what he
doing.
is
You
doing.
roll
So
up, you
much of
smoke, you
our
try to understand the word
are
vomit. It's a
getting
game we play
murderers
over here,
and
bro.
Jailbirds and people out of this country who are drug dealers at the highest level. So much of the energy of people that he let in, it was an unforced error.
What the fight the
But
White
I don't
House
think
camera
they
guy
think
if he
it's an
changes
error,
my
but I
angle
don't
one more
believe he
time?
believed it. It was the radical lunatics that surrounded this guy at this desk, who are brilliant people, but with the wrong philosophy. There were some brilliant people, but they're evil people, and they're going to be brought down. They have to be brought down because they really hurt our country. But we're getting it back
here we
very
go.
quickly.
Zoom
And
in.
I'll tell you something. Our country's now it's stronger. I think we're more respected than we've been respected in 100 years. It's a whole
100
different
years?
ballgame. JD, could I ask you?
Yes, sir.
You gave a stat on
Who was the president
murders
100
here.
years
What
ago?
were the numbers? You said in a short period of time, how many people were murdered?
Local law enforcement told me, sir, that in the past 20 or 30 years, D.C. has averaged a murder every other day. That's, 200 murders a year, 150, 250, but about every other day a person has been killed on the streets of Washington, D.C.
Every
We've
other
been
day
doing this
is
for
pretty-
2 weeks.
it's pretty wild.
0 people killed. That's real lives saved that the media and, frankly, the entire Democratic Party should be saying, thank you for saving lives instead of attacking the President of the United States for doing so.
You know, when a person, unfortunately, will probably happen at some point, when a person's murdered in D.C., it's going to be the biggest story maybe in history. Right?
Yes, sir.
Somebody was murdered in D.C. Trump is failing. No, we're not failing. We have a safe city. This is maybe the safest city in America right now. That's how good it is.
I mean,
And
now,
it would be nice
yeah,
to be
because you
appreciated. These people eventually
you
they're
have
gonna to be
like
appreciated for what
all
they're
of the
doing.
resources,
And they're going to have to be appreciated by the
all
officials
the
be
focus.
that are really happy when
Liza,
we go in because
Liza,
they've
thank you
lost
for the sub
control
on
of
YouTube. Welcome in.
their place. Steve Miller, please say a few words.
Thank you, sir. So,
Steve
just to,
Miller.
First of all, follow up on what the Vice President said. No police officer working in the city can
Ooh,
remember a time
he's got some
in
body
their
language.
lives when there has been no murders. You can work at the police department for 20 years, 30 years, your whole life. We've checked the records. No one can even find a record of being murder-free for as long as you.
Bro, I knew somebody was going to say that. Tim
Leadership.
Pool
Additionally,
shit.
We've spoken about this before. We've
Tim Pool with
uncovered
hair,
the process
bro.
of uncovering
Is that what y'all
a
want from me?
massive scandal in Washington, D.C. with the doctoring of crime stats, and the Department of Justice under the Attorney
Somebody
General
told me I
is
look
leading
like
efforts to
Hung
uncover this.
Hyunjin.
Don't be rude.
Share the
Teresia,
results.
thank you for the
It
sub
will-
on
it will
YouTube.
stun
Welcome
you.
in.
The extent to which, even though D.C. had the worst crime in America, honestly measured, it dramatically understated how bad it was. There's even accusations that
Bro, he can't stand still.
murders and homicides were reported as accidents instead of murders. I mean, this is how
This man's
severe
dancing.
the manipulation of the crime data has been in this city, and it will all be uncovered and it will all be brought to light. I've had a chance to spend some time, as does everyone here, with the police officers in the city. Members of the public are going up to them and thanking them, just overflowing with gratitude. Because for the first time
Hey,
in
everybody,
their
double
lives,
tap
they
your
can
screens.
use
We got
trucks,
1,000
they can
people
walk
in here,
the
only
streets,
56
you have
likes.
people who
That's
can
crazy.
walk freely
Get these
at
likes
night
up, guys.
without
Let's get
having to
these
worry
let's
about
get these
it.
numbers up, baby.
Don't be
Wearing their
rude.
watches again.
Yo,
They're wearing
Ginge, thank
jewelry
you.
again.
Oh,
They're
Ginge,
carrying purses
psychotic
again.
cat
People who
on
changed their
crack.
whole
Thank you for the
lives
subs
in
on
city
YouTube. Welcome
for
in.
fear of being murdered, mugged, and carjacked. It is a literal statement that President Trump has
Cats
Don't
do
be
be on
rude.
that type of energy. You're right. Cats be.
in this city
They got
who
their
are
own
living
type of time.
under the rule of criminals and thugs. And the last thing I'll say is that under the efforts of Terry, to my left and many here, what they found also is that the street criminals here in Washington, D.C.
Bro,
are
he's
doing
using his
business
hands and
directly
everything.
with the transnational criminal cartels, the foreign terrorist organizations. So not only was the city being run by these criminal thugs,
can tell, bro.
but they
He's-
were
he's
working
got
with
some
of the
stage
most
fright.
dangerous terrorist organizations on the planet to traffic weapons and drugs into this city. And what we are uncovering every day is shocking to us, and we look forward to sharing all the results with you. But President Trump, your leadership has uncovered some of the great public safety scandals of our life, and now because of you, people are safe and free for the first time ever in this city.
Thank you very much, Steve. You know, in Los Angeles,
Proud of you, man. You got
Beverly
through your
Hills is,
speech.
great
You did
place.
it, brother.
I have a house there. I had a house
Hey,
there.
W's in the chat for
Still
homie. He got through his speech,
I'm
bro.
gonna come.
Yo!
Congrats on 1K viewers.
Jeff, thank you for the $2 super chat, my man. Appreciate it. Congrats on the 1K viewers. Thank you, homie. I love it, bro. I love seeing
And,
1,000 people in
they
here
leave the doors open,
doing the
so
same
when they
thing
go
as
in,
me,
they
man.
steal the
Absorbing
radio or whatever they
information.
take,
I don't care
but
which
they don't
side
rip
you're
off the
on,
door. They leave
left
the
or
doors
right,
totally
bro.
open, so
If
the
you live in the
criminals, when
U.S.
they
or
go
not,
open
we
the
just
door,
got to
they
know
have
what's
break the
happening.
windows and
By the way, when you
kill the
super
car
chat, you
owners,
get
do
loyalty
whatever it
points,
is
so you can
in the
gamble
car
now.
that they're looking
You'd
for.
be like Death.
And that's at a
Appreciate
level
that, man, for
nobody's
real.
ever seen before. Nobody lives like that. I have another friend. He has a garage, and in order to save his garage door, he leaves it open so that people can just walk into his garage, take whatever they want, and leave. But all the cars are.
I gotta tap
so many
back in. I
cars
have
are
no idea what
controlled
we're
by
talking
many
about.
people.
Garage and cars
Stars,
and
big
stealing.
people, they leave their doors open so the doors aren't destroyed by these criminals. All over Los Angeles, this is taking place.
Vibes from the UK. Appreciate it. Welcome in. I love the
And you
UK.
know that. I mean, you've heard that. Christy, could you say a few words?
Sure. Well, Mr. President, I think one of the most impactful statistics that you used today was of the 1,000 arrests that have happened already so far, 439 of them were illegal criminals. Which
Chad
means they
loves
never
her.
should
Every
have been
time I
in this
put her on
country
the
to
screen,
begin
Chad
with.
loves her.
But they were in this country, invaded over our southern border or our northern border or maritime seas, and then they committed crimes against the American people. So by getting those individuals incarcerated, we've stopped those violent crimes from happening here in the city. And sir, they do. Exactly like Stephen was talking, they have ties to cartels. They have networks across this country and other cities. So by what you're doing here is going to have a ripple effect in Miami, in Chicago, in other cities, because you're grabbing those networks and giving us information and targeting information to go and get more criminals across this country. So thank you for the work that you're doing. We have ICE and CBP, Federal Protective Services, Secret Service, HSI. All of our officers are working with all the other agencies
Miami.
every day here in DC.
NCIS
and
New
they're
York.
so proud to have this kind of partnership. So we're so glad that you're letting them do their jobs again. And I don't know if you've heard, sir, but the recruitment campaign for ICE.
She has a
we're
golden
going to hire
Rolex. Good point
10,000
out.
New officers. We've got over
You're right, she does.
130,000
Jesus Christ.
work with ICE. So no
Like
matter
him
what the
or hate
fake
him,
news
Trump
says,
exposed
or
a
what
lot
the
of
media
corruption and craziness in our government and society at large.
Hey, you're right. You're correct, dude. I don't, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I didn't even vote this last time. I didn't have a choice. I didn't know which one was gonna be. There was no good options. You know what I'm saying? And I do agree that there are some things I like about Trump, and he does he has no filter, bro. If there's something going on that shouldn't be going on, bro, he gonna say something about it. He's great, bro. I love having him on the screen.
says about ICE not having support. They've got incredible support from the American people. People want to join them and help them do what they're doing to make America safe again. So
And
thank you for the
I was going to
opportunity.
say that.
By the way, appreciate the
our
$5
recruiters
super
are
chat,
so
Ryan.
well
You're the
staffed.
homes.
During the campaign, they couldn't get
Ryan's
every
taking the number
story
one
was
top dono
the
of the
Army
stream
can't fill
already.
out, the Marines
He's
couldn't
gonna hold that
fill
spot for a
out. They
minute.
were way behind. We couldn't get anybody to go into the military, couldn't get any police. We have just set records on everybody wants to be in, everybody wants to go in. And we're taking incredible people. I mean, the level of, because of the Supreme Court, it's based on merit. It's all based on merit now. It's not based on anything else. You got to, if you need strong people, you have to get strong people. It's all based on merit. But we're setting records in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, the Coast Guard. One of my favorites, because I happen to have created it.
Yo, guys, it's hard to keep up with chat. If the camera gets off-centered, y'all gotta let me know. You know what I'm saying?
China was killing us. Russia was beating us. China was killing us. We're now killing China. We are leading in space by a lot. Because of
Kirsty
space
said, I
wars.
feel like I need to change
So
my
we're very
name so
proud.
no one
But
associates me
everybody
with
wants
that
to
thing,
go in.
helping them
We
violate our
went from
Constitution. Who is
not-
it?
And you know how bad that is for this.
I don't even know her name, bro. I've seen her so many times. I've covered her. I don't know her name.
Nobody wants to go into the military anymore. And if you're in the military, you know how deflating that is? You go and be a family. Nobody wants a job that you have. Well, now it's the opposite. Everybody wants to be there. And that includes police and fire and everything else. You're doing a good job.
Thank you, sir.
You're stopping a lot of wars. just the presence we're stopping. We've stopped 7 wars, and really the number is actually 10. We're not including a couple, and we're not including in there what we did with Iran, stopping their nuclear play. They would have had within a month or two, they would have had a nice big nuclear weapon to use. That's not going to happen. That won't happen. Pete, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir.
Well, Mr. President, thank you very much for your leadership.
I'm surprised you've stayed over 100,000 points, Death. Congrats.
Just like we have been down at the southern border,
Especially with your gambling
where our
problem.
crossings are at 0. We've got national defense areas where we're working with Border
It's
Patrol.
an addiction.
To secure the southern border for the American people. Just like Los Angeles, where ICE officers deserve to do their job without being attacked, we're really proud to be a part of defending the nation's capital and ensuring
that,
it's safe
yeah,
and
Pete
beautiful
Hegseth?
and working with law enforcement. And Mr. President, let me tell you, the
He
morale
gets
of the
younger
troops
every time I
out there
cover him.
talking to them, they love this mission. They're grateful to be doing
And
it.
JD gets
Whether
older,
it's
bro.
National
Remember
Guard
how
or other
young
state
JD looked at the
National
beginning?
Guards, and at your direction as
What
well,
happened
sir,
to
it's just
JD,
common
dude?
sense to make sure they're armed as well.
He aged
So
rapidly.
we're rolling out ensuring they're armed,
This
capable
term.
of defending themselves and others if need be, supporting law enforcement, and we're proud to be there, sir.
Well, look at the mission you just accomplished with Iran.
Christie's here, but she might be
36
attempting a
hours
name
back and
change.
forth. Flawless. Every bomb hit its target. They went right down those chutes. Dark at night, no moon, no nothing. Every target, every bomb went right down. They have a chute that goes right down deep into the mountain. And they shouldn't have put ventilation in, I can tell you, because we use that for our
I'm not a
advantage.
bot.
But what they did, and
I gotta
we
run a
had,
security
pilots
check.
and
Everybody
even
click the
people that
box.
Took care of the planes. We had a whole
Type
group
a
of
box
people
in
at the
chat
White
if you're
House
not a bot
a couple
right
of
now.
weeks ago. And you know, I didn't realize this, but they
Or
said
the mods are gonna start
we've
ripping
been
y'all
looking
out.
at their predecessors, and then these were the pilots. They said we gave them beautiful medals, and I'll show you the medal. Gave them a medal just like this. See?
Oh,
Just like that.
Oh,
They were so happy.
just like
Gave
that.
A lot of them out for that. It was an incredible job. You know, we had 52 tankers. People don't realize, so that they could refuel. We had many fighter jets, F-22s, F-35s. We had many. It was an amazing operation. It was flawless. Compare that to the operation when they went in with the helicopters crashing and everyone running around the desert, and the prisoners being taken, and that was Jimmy Carter. And what a horrible thing. This was the exact opposite. This was the exact opposite of what they did in leaving a very, very nice place. The Taliban runs a tough operation in Afghanistan, and I think it was the most embarrassing day in the history of our country. That was Biden. I was leaving, and we would have left through strength, tremendous strength. We would have had we would have kept Bagram, which is the air base, one of the largest runways in the world, one of the most powerful. You could land anything on it, many, many feet thick. You don't build them that way anymore. You can't.
Nothing's
But,
built like it's used
we
to.
left it, and now China's occupying that air base. This was the most incompetent administration in history, the Biden administration. And you're just lucky that they lost, because if
Don't
they
be
won,
rude.
you wouldn't have a country
Yo, Linda
anymore.
and Carlton,
So, Pete,
thank you for the
started
subs
off
on
by saying
YouTube.
the
Welcome
Department
in.
of Defense. And somehow it didn't sound good to me. You know, it didn't sound good. Defense, what are we defense? Why are we defense? So it used to be called the Department
Don't
of
be
War.
rude.
And it had a stronger sound.
Yeah, something's better
And
than
as you
nothing,
know,
or
we won World War I, we won World War II, we won everything. Now we have a Department of Defense with defenders. I don't know. If you people want to, standing behind me, if you take a little vote, if you want to change it back to what it was when we used to win wars all the time, that's okay with me. All right?
That's coming
You
soon,
go,
sir.
you let me know if you want to do it. I think Department of War. It just sounded bad. He said, sir, on behalf of the Department of Defense. Defense. I don't want to be defense only. We want defense. But we want offense too, if that's okay. So you'll make a decision. But you know,
Department of
as Department of
Defense.
War, we won everything. We won everything. And I think we're going to have to go back to that. In the meantime, I've stopped all of these wars. I've stopped them. A big one would have been India and Pakistan. But we stopped them all. We stopped 3 wars. Go to Africa. They like to say, oh, you know, let me tell you, I love black people. And I did great with the
How do we
black
always get to
people.
that?
But they say he's a racist, he's a racist. I said, really? For 35 years, a war raged between Rwanda and the Republic of the Congo. It was a vicious war. 9 million people were killed with
Don't be
machetes
rude.
largely.
Trump, if you say it like that, it sounds like you
Machetes.
did that just to say
That
you
went
did
on
it for
30, more than 30 years.
Alpha. Thank you for the
35
sub on
years.
YouTube, my man. Welcome
And
in.
I stopped it. In fact, the presidents are coming in a week or two to sign.
I just had to get the
we
milk.
had
I'd
foreign
never
ministers
disappear.
which all signed the war stop.
Mom went away for
I
milk.
got
She
it
came
stopped
back.
and saved a lot of lives.
Yo,
The
Death,
Congo.
Christy.
That's deep
Probably like
into
2 hours from now, or like an hour.
deepest,
You guys know
darkest Africa.
I got about
I
15
got
minutes
that war
left in this
stopped.
update
Nobody else
hour.
could have done that. We did a lot
Yeah,
of
this is
jobs.
important.
We
I
did-
got about 15 minutes left in this update hour, guys. But tonight, in about 2 or 3 hours, I got another stream planned that involves a watermelon. So if you've been through your YouTube lives, you've probably seen something. So you already know. Everybody sub up and come back for that. It's going to be crazy.
A lot of wars were stopped that nobody thought would even be possible. And I'll tell you what, the war with India and Pakistan, that was the next level. That was going to be a nuclear war. They already shot down 7 jets. That was raging. And I said, you guys want to do trade? We're not doing any trade. We're not doing anything with you if you keep fighting. You got 24 hours to settle it. They said, well, there's no more war going. And I used that on numerous occasions. Trade, I used whatever you had to use. But we got 7 of them stopped. And the one I thought would be easiest, frankly, was going to be Russia and
Milk
Ukraine.
is good, dude. I like milk too,
but,
guys.
that turns out to be
Especially
some
with
big
cookies.
personality conflicts. It's one of those things. But we're going to get that stopped eventually. We're going to get that stopped too. 7,000 soldiers died last week. Think of that. 7,000. I usually say 5,000, but 7,221
5,000.
soldiers died last week in the fighting between Ukraine and Russia. And they're not our soldiers, but they're souls. They're living souls, and they leave their homes, and they wave to their parents, and their parents are so proud as they leave in a beautiful uniform, and a week later they get their head blown off by
Well, you can watch it on the replay, Dad.
It's
gonna be
a whole
funny.
new form of fighting. So I would just like to
Bye,
thank the
Felicia.
people that are behind me. Thank you very much. You've done a fantastic job. I appreciate it very much. We're doing a real job, and I'm so proud of DC. I passed it 2 days ago, and all the garbage is off the streets. It's terrible. I came in a month and a half ago. I'm driving down, and I see garbage all over the place. The streets were a pigsty. Like I won't use the city's names, but you know what I'm talking about. There are plenty of them.
Oh, God, Johnny.
Outside of this country and inside of this country. Baltimore is a horrible, horrible deathbed. It's a deathbed. I know Governor Moore said, oh, he wants to take a walk with me. He meant it in a derogatory tone. I said, no, I'm the President of the United States. Clean up your crime and I'll walk with you. But it's
Don't be
tremendous
rude.
crime. But he was trying
Yo,
to be
Bron,
derogatory.
thank
He
you for the
doesn't have
sub
what
on
it takes.
YouTube. Welcome in.
But he's trying to be derogatory, and I met him at the Army-Navy game. They said, oh, there's Governor Moore. He'd love to see you. He came over to me, he hugged me, shook my hand. You were there. He said, sir, you're the greatest president of my lifetime.
Hey, we just hit 100
So
likes in the
that's really
stream.
nice.
Let's go, baby.
You say that. I'd love you to
Let's
say that
go,
publicly,
baby.
but I don't think you can do that, so it's okay. But no, sir, you're doing a fantastic job. I want to just shake your hand. Thank you very much, Governor. That was it. And then every time I see him on television, he's knocking me out.
He's got to get that money flowing. He needs
It's
his
called
Z's.
politics. But
I can't believe he
Governor
sleeps.
Moore's he's doing a bad job.
I was convinced he didn't.
Newsom's doing a bad job. All of their potential candidates are doing a bad job. I can't imagine Pritzker being even a candidate, but somebody said he is. He can't do the work, can't do the job. He's not temperamentally suited. So I just want to thank you all for being here. Do you have some questions?
Isn't that huge hat warm? If I don't wear this beanie, people won't call me Tim Pool. Isn't that what I want?
To Chicago, and with what you said there, are you waiting for the governor?
No, it's
We're
chilly
ready
in
to go
this
anywhere.
room.
We have
Want him to call
a
you, though?
full complement of great human beings. We're full. You know, our military is full. We were way empty 1 year ago.
Well,
Now
even
we're
if you
full.
don't like
So we can
believe,
go
I don't
anywhere
think you should
on
believe any
less than
100% of
24 hours
anything
notice.
anyone says.
And we're doing a lot to
But I
educate
think
to
that
stop
everyone, if you
drugs
live
from
in the
coming
U.S., you
in.
need
We
to at
have
least know what the
ships out on
president's
sea.
saying and what's
You
happening
know, we
so
have
that
nobody coming through
you
our
know what's
border
going on,
anymore.
regardless
Nobody.
of what
Doesn't
side
feel
you're
good
on.
To know that you don't have prisoners coming in and, you know, killers, murderers. We had
Believe only what you choose to
11,888
believe.
murderers come in, led in by the Biden administration. Many of them have been captured, but we still have a couple of thousand that are out there. Some of them, 50% of them killed more than one
He
person.
needs plague.
But a lot of
I
them
bet
have
he
been
name
captured.
changed, bro, or something, or
What they've
vanished.
done to our country, these people that circle this moron that we had behind this desk, what they've done to our country is unthinkable. It's unthinkable. I mean, if you think so much of our time is devoted to correcting a problem that all they had to do is say, close the borders. Remember when he said, well, I have no power to close the border. I have to go back and get an act from Congress. I didn't get an act from Congress. I came in, I said, close the borders. And Tom Homan, who's not here, has been fantastic, Christy, right? Tom Homan is great. He's a fantastic man and respected by everybody. But I said, Tom, close the borders. Christy, close the borders. The borders were closed. We didn't go to Congress and get permission. We just closed the borders. And in the last 3 months, hard to believe this one too, in the last 3 months we've had 0 people come into our country illegally through the southern border. Nobody would have said that's possible. Yeah, please.
It's like my father no longer here. If we say his name enough, I think he'll show up. What?
Kilmar Abrego Garcia turned himself into ICE in Baltimore. Do you have any comment on this? And why are the Democrats so emotionally attached to this man who beats his wife and is part of a...
He looked like someone I went to high school with. I'm not going to lie to you,
Because
Jack.
they think he's going to be good for votes, and I think he's very bad for votes. These people are deranged. He's not good for votes.
He looks
beat
about
the
my
hell out
age,
of his
too.
wife. His wife
That's
is
weird.
afraid to even talk about him. She's been mauled by this animal. And, through a system of liberal courts, he's doing things. But, no, we have that under control. And Pam has got that very much under control. Do you want to comment on it?
No, we've got him under control. He will no longer terrorize our country. He's currently charged with human smuggling, including children. The guy needs to be in prison. He doesn't need to be on the streets like all these liberals want him to be. And as part of this operation here in D.C., we've also taken off MS-13 members. We've taken, I think just last night, we got a TDA guy off our streets right here, right around from where we all work. Another TDA member gone because of this project. So we're going to keep America safe from all of these foreign terrorist organizations, including Abrego Garcia.
Okay.
Mr. President,
If we could get your reaction, sir. The Israelis bombed a hospital in Gaza, killed 20 people, including 5 journalists.
When did this happen?
This happened overnight.
Overnight? Last night? The
Well,
night
I'm not
before?
happy about it.
Over
I don't
which
wanna see
night?
it. At the same time, we have to end that whole nightmare. I'm the one that got the hostages out. I got them out. All of them. Steve Witkoff has been amazing. He's done a great job. But I'm the one that got them all out through my people and through me. And now we're left with probably a little bit less than 20 because I think 1 or 2 are gone. And I said a long time ago, I'm going to get them out, but when we get down to that final 10 or 20, these people aren't going to release them because they're dead after they release them. So it's a nasty situation, very nasty, horrible thing.
Mr.
Yes.
President, could you please elaborate on your post on South Korea? What were you referring to?
Well, I heard that there were raids on churches over the last few days, very vicious raids on churches by the new government in South Korea, that they even went into our military base and got information. They probably shouldn't have done that, but I heard bad things. I don't know if it's true or not. I'll be finding out. As you know, your new president's coming in just a couple of hours, coming here. I look forward to meeting him.
Who?
But we won't stand for that. We just won't stand for that.
Yes. Are you prepared to order National Guard troops, though, into
For North
American
Korea?
cities if those
The
governors
new
don't
North Korean
request
president?
federal
Who's the
support?
new North
I am,
Korean
but
president?
I also think that, look, Chicago, everybody knows how bad it is. Everybody standing there knows. We know. You
You're
don't
talking
have
about
to
South
be
Korea,
doing any
maybe?
studies. They should be saying, please come in. Pritzker should be saying that. You know, I did a favor for Christy Whitmer. A good favor, I think, with the fish, the carp, the China carp. Did you ever hear of it? China carp. And it's taken over your Great Lakes. You know about that, right? And she came and she wanted to know if it's possible for us to do something about it. And I said, well, I'll do. But I think it's appropriate that the person from Illinois, the governor from Illinois, asks also. It's a tremendously expensive project, actually. It's invasive. It's horrible what's happened. And we can do it with GSA and various people. But we can do it. We're going to just have to see what happens, okay? We're going to have to see what happens.
Do you believe that you have the legal
But
authority?
the governor of Michigan came, was very respectful, asked for it. She's done a good job. I did that. I opened the Air Force Base, kept it open for F-35s and various planes, F-22s too. I did that for the state of Michigan at her request. And I will, and also at our congressmen. We have congressmen that are unbelievably pro-Michigan up there. But some of this stuff, like the lakes, the Great Lakes, this is a big problem that nobody ever talks about. Most of you
I see what
probably
you
have
mean
never
now,
heard of. We have a
Christy.
very pretty violent fish.
I see what you mean now.
Comes from China.
But that's how we know you.
China carp, Chinese carp. And you see them jumping out. They jump into boats and they jump all over the place. They've got a lot of energy. And
They got a lot of energy.
there's a way of getting rid of them. It's very expensive. And I didn't get a request from the governor of Illinois, who is affected maybe more than anybody else, right? And I think until I get that request from that guy, I'm not going to do anything about it. And I feel the same way about crime. We go in, we will solve Chicago within 1 week, maybe less, but within 1 week we will have no crime in Chicago, just like we have no crime in D.C. But, I don't like to go in and do it and then have somebody stand up and say what a great job he's doing on crime. And we don't want the military in our state. We don't want the military. Do you understand? Do you understand that?
Yeah, these governors will say.
So I don't know. So
there was no
we're going to have a
emergency
little meeting.
response.
I think, I feel like we go in and we do it, like here. To a lesser extent with the mayor. She hasn't been terrible, but she hasn't been, exactly saying, oh, great. She did say last night, I heard her say that, well, we really don't want the military in D.C. Well, that's, not very nice. I guess.
Just changing this camera angle.
A little bit of a hit. But she's not as bad as some. We saved Los Angeles, and all we did is get criticized by this idiot that's running the state into the ground, right?
There was a lot that happened in L.A.
He should be thanking us, and he should be requesting us to be there. And the governor of Illinois should be. Chicago's a disaster. And the governor of Illinois should say, President, would you do us the honor of cleaning up our city? We need help. They need help. They need help.
But without that request,
We may wait. We may or may not. We may just go in and do it, which is probably what we should do. The problem is, it's not nice when you go in and do it and somebody else is standing there saying, as we give great results, say, we don't want the military. They need help badly. Chicago desperately needs help. Just look at the crime statistics. Look at the statistics that J.D. said about, even I didn't know it was that bad. That's terrible. But
The cameraman
all of
doesn't
that
know when
is-
he's going to let the reporter
being
talk or when he's
celebrated.
going to talk.
Because we went an entire week, now it's 11 days, we went an entire week without a murder. And I said, boy, that sounds terrible. I didn't know how to, I actually made a speech, I didn't know how to say it. Because it's a great number, it's a great thing, but it sounds so bad. I mean, supposing you're from a foreign country which is properly run and they don't have murders and things, right, so much, or in some cases virtually at all. And you have somebody saying, I'm proud to announce that nobody was murdered in the capital of the United States this week. It sounds terrible, but
Mr. President, Gavin Newsom, you mentioned Gavin Newsom on crime.
Gavin Newsom, yes.
Gavin
Is there a
Newsom.
federal mechanism you're hoping to use to fight back against his redistricting constitutional amendment, or is that
Well, I think I'm going to be filing a lawsuit pretty soon, and I think we're going to be very successful in it. We're going to be filing it through the Department of Justice. That's going to happen. And we're also going to be filing a lawsuit on blue slipping. Blue slips make it impossible for me as president to appoint a judge or a U.S. attorney because they have a gentleman's agreement. It's nothing memorialized. It's a gentleman's agreement that's about 100 years old, where if you have a president like a Republican and if you have a Democrat senator, that senator can stop you from appointing a judge or a U.S. attorney. In particular, those are the two. I guess anything, but
I'm
those
still
are the
stuck
two
on the
that's very
handcuff thing.
important.
Does Trump now
So
have a
we
key to
more
all the
states where
handcuffs
we
in the
have
U.S.?
Unbelievable people. Now, Jay Clayton was just approved in the Southern
That
District,
infinite
but
get out
he
of
was
jail
so
free
good.
card, a golden
He was
one?
a top student, top schools, top everything. Went to Sullivan and Cromwell, became the head of Sullivan and Cromwell. Came down here, was Securities and Exchange Commission, ran it for 4 years during my term, like impeccably, beautiful job. He did an incredible job, and we went to
Don't
court.
be rude.
And
Yo, Greg,
the
thank you for the
judges,
sub on
Democrat
YouTube, my man.
judges
Welcome in.
voted that he could. That's the only way you get by. But generally speaking, you can't do that because you'll have judges from the other party. So Jay Clayton just got approved, and he's in. But he didn't get approved by the senators. He got approved by the court system in New York, which was a great thing. And I had a big victory in New York, I might add.
Don't say
I
that,
saved
Christy.
myself $500
Don't say
million
that. I don't even want to read that
fake,
out loud. That's going to be
corrupt,
misinterpreted. Or maybe it's meant to
Attorney
be
General,
interpreted that way.
a really corrupt person with a corrupt judge who was disgraceful, and they're being mauled right now by everybody. It's so corrupt, and it kept business out of New York. Stuff like that. But the appellate division.
I'm gonna let this one roll. We're gonna go over the
vacated
update
all
hour.
that stuff that
We're
you
gonna
read
finish
about.
this out.
And we're going to do a big number on that whole thing. You can't have a corrupt court system. You can't have that. You have to have borders, and you have to have a free press. Otherwise, you don't have a country. But you'll be hearing about the blue slipping.
No, stop, Death,
You
please.
don't need two senators. You just need one Democrat senator with a Republican. The only person that I can get approved are Democrats or maybe weak Republicans, but we don't want that. But the only person I will be able to get approved in any of those states where you have a Democrat, I can't get a U.S. attorney. I can only get a Democrat U.S. attorney. And this is based on an old custom. It's
Don't
not
be
based on
rude.
the law. And I
Yo,
think it's
Karam,
unconstitutional.
Ravender, thank
And
you for
I'll
the subs on
probably be
YouTube.
filing
Welcome
suit on
in.
that pretty soon. Yeah, please.
Have you seen the South Park episode of the Leaders Giving Trump Gift? No, is that recent? I think somebody told me about that, but I hadn't watched it. Is it older or
Don't be
newer?
rude.
With the federal government, like you're proposing with Intel. What do you say to some who say this is a bit hypocritical? And is this the new way of doing industrial policy?
Yeah, sure it is. I want to try and get as much as I can. If people come in and they need something, as an
You
example.
already know it. Tap that
as a
screen
real
twice.
estate person, I
Beverly
have
said it.
an
Everybody double
agreement.
tap.
I have a,
Let's get them likes up.
I have any form of a stopgap where I can stop somebody from doing
Guys, we got
something.
something crazy
I have
later.
A covenant in it.
I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a hint. We're going to blow up a watermelon
rude.
later. Yo, Frank, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Welcome in. We're blowing up a watermelon later on live. So everybody sub up. Make sure you're there for that. You're going to have to help me.
And they come to me and they say, would like to do something, but you have us restricted.
With
If I do
rubber
that, then you
bands,
usually have
baby.
to pay. Now, in the case of Intel was interesting, but I hope I'm going to have many more cases like it. Intel came in. I met with the gentleman. I had a lot of respect for him. He came in under a little bit of a cloud. I liked his story. I thought he was good. I think he really means to do a good job with Intel. I said, I'd like to ask whether or not you'd give, because the story, a lot of people said I invested in Intel. I didn't invest, but I invest my heart in it and my soul because I want the country to be strong. But I said, I'd like you to give 10% of Intel to the United States of America. Not to me, to the United States of America. And I said, if you have them as a partner, you have the United States as a partner, I think that would be a very good thing
Am I
for
for or
Intel.
against the current
And he thought
administration?
about it,
I didn't
a
lean
little
toward,
bit
like I
different.
said
He said,
earlier, I didn't
like that
vote on
idea
this
very
last
much.
one.
We have a deal.
So I'd stand
And
from
that's-
having
I
like
just paid $10 billion
I didn't have a
or
choice
$11
of which
billion
one I
for the
thought would be
United
better.
States of America. And yeah, there will be other cases. If I have that opportunity.
There's
yeah,
some
I'll
things
do
I like,
that.
some things I don't.
And then, you do have stupid people
About both
say, oh, it's a
sides.
shame. But it's not a shame. It's called business.
It just
If
depends on the
somebody's
person.
willing to give you 10% of a company and you're not paying for it, and I will tell you, with a company like Intel, as you know, it's had difficulty. I want them to do well. I want them to do well anyway, but I want them to do well in particular then.
But isn't public ownership of a private company a new way of doing business in the business of the United States? Isn't that what you were
So
sort
are
of
tariffs.
projecting?
So are tariffs. So as you know, the stock market went up almost 1,000 points on Friday, and it went up not because of this very, I think, terrible.
Someone just whisper something about
Who's
Thursday.
that back there?
Yeah, so I heard that too. Get him out of here.
It went up
Streamlabs,
because
I
of
wanted to win.
something
L.
much different. It went up
Oh, you lost the
because
Don't be
game.
rude.
it was announced. CBO
Kavita,
announced
thank you for the sub
the
on YouTube.
numbers,
Welcome
and
in.
As you know, they gave no credit to tariffs. They said they made a mistake, that the trade deficit will be reduced because of Trump's tariffs, will be reduced by $4 trillion, right? Is that what they said, right? They said $4 trillion, and the market went up like a rocket ship because the tariffs are good. Well, tariffs aren't that usual. If the 7 wars I stopped, 4 of them were because of the fact that I had tariffs and trade. And I was able to say, well, if you do this, if you go fight and you want to kill everybody, that's okay. But I'm going to charge you each 100% tariff when you trade with us. You know what? They all gave up. I stopped 7 wars. Numerous of them was because of tariffs. So, you never knew the word tariff. It didn't exist really, essentially, in this country until actually in the 1870s up till 1913 it existed, and we were the richest country. We were richer then, proportionately, than at any time in the history of our country. And then, stupidly, in 1913, they said, let's go to the income tax way of life. Let the people pay instead of foreign countries. No, we're taking in trillions of dollars in tariffs, and we're stopping wars because of tariffs. So that's not so normal either. But you know what? Other countries did it to us, and now we're doing it to other countries.
You ruled out boots on the ground in Ukraine, but how would air support as part of a security guarantee be any different? Those U.S.
Well, you
airmen...
really went from one question to the next.
You go from one...
I expected him to at least challenge you. Now we're talking about boots on the ground.
But
Boots
U.S.
on the
air
ground.
assets over the skies of Ukraine as part of a security guarantee. Wouldn't those U.S. airmen also be
Well,
in
you
danger?
don't know what security guarantee is because we haven't even discussed the specifics of it, and we'll see. Number one, Europe is going to give them significant security guarantees, and they should because they're right there. But we'll be involved from the standpoint of backup. We're going to help them. And I think if we get a deal, and I think we will, but if we get a deal, you're not going to. I don't believe you're going to have much of a problem. But we'll back it up because I want to stop seeing people being killed. You know.
But he's like asking, like, what if we don't get a
when Biden
deal?
was here, he gave $350
Are we gonna put boots on the
billion.
ground?
You know this from covering business. $350 billion to Ukraine. I said that Zelensky's the greatest salesman I think I've ever met, better than P.T. Barnum, because he'd come to the country, he'd walk out with $50 billion every time. He actually came here once, he walked out with $100 billion. We're up to $350 billion. I got $1 trillion worth of rare earth that we have from the country because I felt badly for our taxpayer. But I did something else at the NATO meeting. They are wealthy countries, but they weren't paying. And we don't pay any money to Ukraine anymore. Do you know that? In fact, it's the opposite. They request through NATO, we deal with NATO. We don't deal really with Ukraine. NATO requests missiles. They want Patriots. They want missiles. We give the missiles to NATO. NATO pays us in full and does what they want. I mean, I think they give them mostly to, they can do other things with them too because we're dealing with NATO. We pay no money to Ukraine. We gave $350 billion to Ukraine. You know, if we didn't give that kind of money, and I was the one that gave the javelins, if you remember. I gave the javelins. They were very effective. They say Obama
Hey, I
gave
got
sheets
you. In honor of
and
all
Trump
the
gave
super
javelins.
chats
They
this
were very
stream, I'm
effective
giving
in those
everyone
tanks
watching
at the
right now
beginning.
1,000
But you
loyalty
would have
points
never
to
had a war
use
if I were president.
to gamble
You would have
with.
never had a war. Just to finish, we
It ain't nothing like that's
spend no money on
100,000, but if
Ukraine
you save up,
we were
you know,
getting
one day you'll
fleeced
have big pockets
by
like him.
a president that
Everybody
didn't
in
know
the
what he
stream
was
right
doing.
now
To
is
be
getting
honest,
1,000
I don't blame
loyalty
Ukraine.
points to
I
do
mean,
what they want
if
with.
they come and ask for $100 billion, then they get it. But we were in for
Christie actually has more than Death. I'm looking at the scores right now. Christie has 121,000. Death has 115. Yo, Christie's cooking.
We're no longer losing money on that thing. We were losing money.
Christie got
hand
so many
over fist.
points.
And now we don't lose any money. Now we sell weapons to
Jeff,
NATO.
you can't gamble that many points because you don't have that many points. You got to do it lower amounts.
To go to 5%.
Exclamation point
They had
points to see how
2%
many you
and
got.
didn't pay.
Yeah.
Now they have 5% and they're all paid up. So they have trillions of dollars and they give us that money. But I really want the war to end, and we're going to get it ended.
Mr. President, everyone views this an historic summit here with Ukrainian President Zelensky and European leaders all met here with you at the White
Christy,
House.
do
You said you
exclamation
wanted to
point
get this done
points.
by
All your
now,
donating's
as
giving you
possible.
so many
You've spoken to
points.
Putin since last Monday, since
Yeah,
a week ago.
I have.
What is your conversation? Or can you share?
Every conversation I have with him is a good conversation, and then unfortunately a bomb is loaded up into Kiev or someplace, and then I get very angry about it. I think we're going to get the war done. It's tough. I thought that would be, of the 7 that I settled.
Dang, that's about to pass
I thought
Christy
that would be the
probably
easiest of the
with that
group. So you
gamble.
never know what's going to happen. You know, war, strange things happen in war. The fact that he went to Alaska, our country, I think was a big statement that he wants to get it done. That was not easy for him to go to Alaska, you know, for him to come here. But the fact that he showed up on a very successful day, it was a very successful day for other things. Because, you know, we're also talking about missiles, nuclear. We're talking about a lot of different things. We're talking about limiting nuclear weapons. We'll get China into that. We have the most, Russia has the second most, and China has third, but China is way behind, but they'll catch us in 5 years. We would like to denuclearize.
Trump's now 47.
And we talked about that also. That's part of it. But we have to get the war over with.
On Baltimore, sir. Thank you. On Baltimore, you said that you are going to have to reconsider bridge funding. Is that contingent on Westmore cleaning up the streets?
No, we were very generous to him on a bridge. You know, a boat ran into a bridge and the bridge came down like I've never seen anything. The boat was just, it just shows you the mass of that boat, the power of that boat. You know, people were up on that bridge, painters. They were painting the bridge and they were watching it happen. And they thought they were very safe. They all died. They were painting.
They
the
all
bridge,
died,
imagine.
no.
And they watched the boat. The
That's
engines
tough.
were off.
Oh,
and
he's
they watched
president
the boat,
number 47. I
and
got
the
you. I
power of
got
that
you.
boat, the mass of that boat went right through that steel just like it was nothing. It's amazing. It's called mass. Mass is a big deal. But the mass of that boat, those people all died. But they thought they were totally safe. They were eating their lunch. They were, you know, whatever. They were watching it. They could have gotten off. Somebody did a very good job. A police officer called in and
Yeah, I'll have
said,
to check again in a
"Close
minute.
the
Death might have
bridge."
passed Christie. I gotta
And
see.
he did it with